everyone come on in and have a seat. Have a seat quickly. I'm talking like Ashley today. Come on in and sit down. You know she like to boss people around. But let me tell you, y'all, if y'all have been sticking with me all season long, you knew I've been like a dog on a bone with this little thing with Ashley surrounding all the, I keep saying I think she got some things around sex. I'm telling you right now, if Ashley's not a sex addict, she's a recovering sex addict. Don't click off yet. Don't click off yet. I need y'all to hear me out because I got a lot of pieces of the puzzle. And I think they fit together, but y'all can let me know, do you think my pieces of the puzzle fit together with my theory about Ashley, that Ashley either is a sex addict or she is a recovering sex addict or recovering something going along, something around it, okay? Let me know. Hear me out for the rest of this video. So first of all, this episode, I'm going to tell you, it was a lot going on in this episode. From Shavar getting booted off, which we knew he was going to get booted off because like I told you, Ashley ain't interested in nothing but sex. And although Shavar has all the other qualities a person might want in a man, he's nice, he's kind, he's gentle, he's caring, he's thoughtful, he's considerate. She ain't sexually attracted to him. Well, we know that. First of all, he got booted off. Next thing that happened on here was Richie was popping off in this episode too. Like Brent said, she a handful. I knew she was a handful because on the first review I did of the first season, Richie dropped down in my comments and down there cussed me out. I said, girl, who this Harpo? Who this Harpo down in my comments? Y'all know I know most of you in the comments because we talk all the time. But Richie dropped down in my comments, I think it was the first review, the first episode or the second, and darn near cussed me out, talking about I'm not even giving Brent a chance. I'm too hard on Brent. Most of the time the women are telling me I'm too hard on the women. She was telling me I was too hard on Brent. I haven't given him a chance to get to know him. First of all, I know Brent. I knew him from Ready to Love. And I haven't seen nothing new from Brent. So my opinion stands on Brent. Sorry, Richie. I'm sure y'all are friends. I'm sure you like him. But I get to have my opinion too. And I don't like Brent. I don't think there's nothing to him. And as we see this episode, guess what? Another woman done Brent. Yep. Another woman done Brent. They may try to show and pretend like he got rid of Mika, but Mika got rid of him. Mika threw the game. When they had that talent show and Mika got up there and read a 10-year-old letter that she had written to an ex-boyfriend, that's when she threw the game. That's when she said, I'm not going to walk out on you like Jazzy did and all them other women did. I'm not going to embarrass you like that. I'm going to give you the opportunity to get rid of me. But what I am going to do is jump in front of the bus. Mika jumped in front of the bus so she could get let go at the end. Mika was ready to go. Mika said, I haven't built up no connection to this man, and I'm not interested in being here. And as we see, Brent doesn't do anything but lay up in his room. He doesn't try to entertain the women. He doesn't try to get to know the women. All he does is sit up in his room waiting for people like Richie to come give him a massage. He got Melissa over there. What? Was she making him a shirt? I don't know what was going on, but he's a mess. He's sitting up there laying up in that room with that little fur blanket all over the place, like he's the king of, like he's the queen of Namibia or something. I don't know. I don't like Brent. I really don't like him one bit. I don't know why they chose him. I hope the show comes back next season because I actually like the show, but they need to do a better job at picking the bachelors and the bachelorettes because Brent was boring. He's boring in the house. He doesn't entertain the women. Just like the women said, the women and the men, Ashley's men, are the ones really bonding because Ashley doesn't interact with her men either, okay? And the women have to interact with her men, but Brent don't want to interact with the women either. He be sitting up in his room. Both Ashley and Brent sit up in their room, waiting for somebody to come pull them out to do something. Neither one of them are ready for the one. Neither one of them. The only person I really like on this show is Ashley, the other Ashley, the one that's there for Brent. Really nice woman. I like her a lot. And more than likely, that's who he's going to choose because he ain't going to choose Richie. Richie's too much of a hothead, and Brent is a hothead, so he already knows he and Richie would not get along in no relationship because both of them like to pop off at the mouth. And Mika basically self-eliminated. She basically self-eliminated. And he ain't going to be with Melissa either, Lisa, whatever the case may be. Melissa's like, I'm hot out here in these streets. Melissa's body is banging. She's a pretty woman. And Steve already is in line for Melissa. He said, if you don't want her, I'll take her. He's already trying to shoot his shot at her. Please. Melissa ain't trying to be with Brent. He says, well, what game are you playing? Are you playing the game for me, or are you playing the game for my heart? She says, I'm playing the game for your heart. Melissa, go on, girl. You don't want to be with Brent. You do not want to be with Brent. Girl, don't waste your time. He said, you walking around here in these booty shorts and every man can look at you. This is the man that lusts over women, rubbing on women's booties. All he talks about is people's bodies, and he's worried about another man looking at his woman. Well, that's what's going to happen. When you get a hot chick and she's a hot girl, everybody going to be looking at her body. Sure, Melissa walks around in booty shorts because Steve be looking. He be turning his head. He be turning up his head because he ain't just trying to see the little bit of the butt at the bottom. He trying to see the whole thing. But poor Shavar going home. Poor Shavar. I like Shavar. Shavar was a nice person, but like I said last week, a couple of weeks ago, Shavar is a nice person, but I think what's happening with Shavar is he can't get the women that he really wants. Because I think he's a nice guy, and I think he's a nice caliber guy, but I think one of the reasons why is going to be his weight. It's going to be his weight, and some women can't overlook that. So I'm going to tell my suggestion for Shavar is going to be just lose maybe about 40, 50 pounds. It's easy for, I should say it's easy for men to lose weight. It's easier. All you got to do is get active, go on a diet. And I'm telling you, women are going to be all over Shavar. They might already be all over him because I'm saying he's like a big teddy bear. A lot of women would already like him, but I think maybe what's going on is that the women that Shavar likes may not be the women that like him. So he needs to, like I always tell women, you need to open up your dating options. I think Shavar needs to open up his dating options. And I think what that will entail is him losing about 40 to 50 pounds, join a gym, get on a nice diet plan, watch what you eat. It may be the drinking. It could be your genes too, but you can work on it. You can work on it. And I'm telling you, he's going to get to where he wants to be because I think he's a nice person. But I hope he ain't too sad over losing Ashley. I hope he's not too sad because I'm telling you, she's not worth it. She's not worth it, and she's not ready at all. Addie better be glad he's in Nigeria. Addie's still in Nigeria. In fact, I kind of don't even want Addie to come back because I like Addie. I don't even want Addie to come back to this shit show. This is a mess. Ashley is a mess, and Addie, stay in Nigeria. Stay in Nigeria because you don't want Ashley's claws to get in you. Because let me tell you, let me go back to my original statement that I believe Ashley has an obsession around sex. This goes back from the very beginning when she was choosing her men. And even Kirk Franklin said, you know what, it's okay for you to want some level of attraction to men. You don't have to avoid attraction completely. Because when he was asking Ashley what she wanted in a man, she wouldn't list anything physical. And even Kirk Franklin had to point out. Now remember, Kirk Franklin, if y'all watched pop culture years ago, Kirk Franklin had some type of a porn addiction or something. So I think he can spot out a person who might have a little bit of an addiction. And I think he spotted it in Ashley. And maybe that's why he chose her for the show and has a heart for her. Because I think Ashley has a sexual addiction or is recovering from one. So one of the reasons why she never even added in a physical characteristic in the beginning is because I think she likes to stay clear of it. Just like she likes to stay clear of alcohol completely and sex. Because I think what happens is she has a sexual addiction or had one. And when she drinks, it makes it worse. And I think she decided to stay away from it. If you remember, Ashley also said that she dated 2 addicts. I don't think she ever said what type of addict. I assumed at the time she said it was alcoholics because her dad was an alcoholic and she said she's dated 2. But I wouldn't be surprised if those addicts that she dated might have had other addictions. You know, sex and drugs go together. Sex and drugs go together. Sex and alcohol go together. And it's not uncommon for 2 addicts to be attracted to each other. They may not always have the same addiction, but it's not uncommon for 2 addicts to be attracted to each other. And that's another thing that I have with Ashley. The fact that she dated 2 addicts tells me that she has a propensity, affinity to that. The other part, let me tell you, who else I think she knows has a sex addiction is Matthew. I think Matthew's figured it out. I think Matthew figured out that he was used as a booty call doing that sex thing, and then she had all that regret and remorse. It's like an alcoholic. I don't know if y'all have ever known an alcoholic, but when they're trying to get sober and they have a relapse, after they have the relapse, they're really depressed the next day. They're really, really depressed because they're ashamed, they're upset with themselves that they fell off the wagon. And I think Ashley was on the wagon to be free of sex and free of all that lust. Because like I tell you, she can't control her loins. And then when she got tempted by Matthew, I think that next day she went into deep depression. I think she went in a deep depression over it because everybody else, if you don't have an addiction to sex, and oh, so what if you gave in to sex one time or whatever, you wouldn't go in that sort of depression where you got to disappear and all this other kind of stuff. I think she has an addiction to it, or she's recovering. I think she kind of like, you know, she's almost like the R. Kelly. My mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Even in that big old sex secret she revealed. First of all, about that sex secret, every time Ashley has a chance to talk, she always talking about sex. Have y'all noticed that? She always talking about sex. When she played that game, what's your biggest sex secret? Why is that the game? Why is the game you play, what's your biggest sex secret? That was her game. Then guess what? She came out with the biggest sex secret. Who knows? Maybe she is like R. Kelly. Maybe her secret was she peed on a man. Maybe she's in the golden showers. I don't know what her secret was. Somebody need to figure out the secret. I know y'all all dropped in my comments and told me you think it was that she, licked the cootie cat of a woman or whatever else the case may be. I don't know. I don't know if that would be a big sex secret because that's not really like, taboo out here in the world no more. Not no more. It's something that she was really embarrassed about. I don't think that would be embarrassing. I think it's something else. I think maybe she peed on a man. It's something else. It is something. I'm telling you, Ashley got a sex addiction or she's recovering from one. Because she treats these men like booty calls. She doesn't really have any emotional connection to these men. She really just treats them like as if they're objects of sex. Like, if you listen, even when she went on that little throwing the football date with Matthew, all of a sudden she says, oh, I'm not really interested in Matthew no more. No, you're not. Because you got what you wanted for him. He was just a booty call in that moment. There was never any emotional connection to Matthew. Now you're done with him. That's what sex addicts do. All they're using you is for sex. All they're using you is for is to satisfy them in that moment. There's no emotional connection. And Matthew knows it. Matthew sits over there in the corner quiet because he's already figured her out. He knows that she was never really interested in getting to know him. All she was interested in doing was knocking boots with Matthew. That's it. Busting it wide open. And then she was feeling guilty about it, whether she did it or not. She was feeling guilty. Now all of a sudden they're out here throwing the football talking about I'm not interested in Matthew no more. What? What did he do to make you not interested in him no more? And then when he said, you know what, go ahead and ask me any question you want to get to know me. I want to get to know you. Ask me any question. And what's Ashley's question? What was your best kiss? Another darn near sex question. Another one, Ashley. Another sex question. Really, Ashley? And to get back to another moment that really told me she was a sex addict or a recovering one was when she was with Shavar on that date. And she was telling Shavar, she really didn't have no sexual attraction to him. And then he was like, come on over here. He gave her a hug or whatever else. And she was like, I don't really want you to kiss me. Why does everybody want to kiss me? She didn't want to kiss him. Remember that, y'all. She didn't want to kiss him. He said, okay, give me a hug. Then he wrapped them big old teddy bear hugs around him. And that's one thing, big people give the best hugs. Big people give the best hugs. I know that hug felt good. I know that hug, that teddy bear, that big old teddy bear hug was a good hug. She felt good in that hug. She started wrapping her arms around him. He started kissing her neck. Then she started frowning up her face like, don't kiss on my neck. Don't kiss on my neck. And then when he released her, if y'all didn't see it, he released her. And when he released her, he was like, that felt good. Like he was doing like a little movement like that. He was like, that felt good. Ashley looked at him and Ashley said, ooh, I didn't know you had that in you. And what did Ashley come and do? She went back in for a second hug. Now, this is from the woman who didn't want him really hugging her in the first place, didn't want him kissing on her neck in the first place. The minute he did a little move like, that felt good, she was like, ooh, I didn't know you had it in you. I'm telling you, Ashley got a sex dungeon at her house. Stirrups, dominatrix, everything. The minute Shavar did that, she leaned back into Shavar, gave him another one or two more hugs, and was like, oh, you could, he touched my booty and everything. Girl, Ashley's a sex addict. She ain't fooling me no more. She is not fooling me one bit. She over here pouting with the women over there trying to tell Ashley, come on, we want to get to know you. What for, ladies? You don't need to get to know her. And she over here pouting saying, the guys are better than me. Yeah, they know the guys better than you because they're not trying to sleep with the guys. So you may be trying to sleep with Melissa, but the ladies ain't trying to sleep with your guys. So of course they getting to know the guys, but you not, because you using the men like they booty calls and they sex objects because she's a sex addict. I'm telling you right now, she's a sex addict. And let me tell you another reason why I know. All of a sudden now she likes Steve. Remember, Steve was on the chopping box. Steve was about to go home earlier in the season. First of all, I didn't even know why she chose Steve. Remember that. Remember in the beginning, I said, why did she choose Steve? And Steve got drunk on the first date. Steve got drunk. But guess, like I told you, sex and drugs go together. Sex and alcohol go together. She liked that about Steve. She liked that Steve got drunk because it reminded her of probably what she likes to do, get drunk and have sex. So anyway, she invites Steve to the house. He gets to the house. Turns out, Steve becomes kind of normal. Steve becomes kind of normal. He's the first one to call out that Ashley ain't even ready to be the one. He says, I actually got a lot of work to do. But all of a sudden, she likes Steve. You know why she likes Steve now? Because when they played that game about tell me your biggest secret, what was Steve's secret? The secret was he used to be a sex addict back when he was 20 years old. She said, oh, I like you now. I like you now, Steve. You used to be a sex addict, and now I like you. Steve started meditating with her with that old deep voice he had going on. Let me tell you, that meditation was soothing. Because when he did it, I did the same thing he told her to do. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. When he said, close your eyes, I closed my eyes. When he said, envision your, whatever he was saying, envision your ears, your neck, whatever he said do, I was doing it all. And let me tell you, Steve's voice was soothing. He need to record that. That is true. He got the voice to calm you down, and he needs to put that on a tape and put it on YouTube, because I could listen to that to meditate too. I could listen to that to calm me down. That's for sure. And then when he said, I'm trying to build my connection with you, Ashley. And Ashley was like, well, I need to have more of a physical connection. Of course she does. Because Ashley's like a dude. I've been saying this from the very beginning. Ashley is really like a dude. And when I was saying she was like a dude and she has these masculine qualities, I think this is what I'm getting to, that you're used to that energy, that strong sexual energy, and men just, men who kind of just want to have sex with a woman. You're used to that coming from a man. So I picked up on it right away, but I couldn't put it all together. But that's the energy that Ashley exudes. She exudes that male hunter energy. Like when a man is chasing you and he wants to get in bed with you, that's what she exudes, and I'm saying, ooh, my goodness. So I'm telling you, she hunts men down, and she hunts them down for the bedroom, y'all. She ain't trying to make no emotional connection with them, not one bit. She hunts them down for the bedroom. Steve said, Steve was trying to give her a kiss. He came in for a kiss, and he said, I don't want to reject you. I don't want to make you feel bad anymore, but I want it to happen organically. Yeah, organically for Ashley is with some alcohol. That's what organically is, Steve. Pull a shot of tequila. All you got to do is pour a shot of tequila. I'm telling you, she'll be ready to go. She will be ready to go, or she'll make up some excuse that she's sad and she needed comforting. I needed to be comforted. Okay, Ashley. I guess Brent, like I said, I still don't like Brent, but at least Brent is at least Brent is real with his stuff. He's shallow. Brent is shallow and boring. I'm telling you, what good conversation does Brent even have? Does Brent have any conversation, y'all? Anybody tell me, what deep conversation has Brent even had on this show for the last 10 episodes? Nothing. Nothing. Not one bit. Not one episode. At least Steve was trying to get into the mind of Ashley, talking about, what do you envision? What do you want to do? He was saying he wants to sell his hair care products. He wants to have his own line. He wants a family. He wants kids. Brent is the whole bachelor of the season. And what do we know about him? What does Brent want besides a big booty and a smile? That's what I said last time, and Richie got mad at me. But he gonna send Richie home next. Richie gonna go home, because he can't handle Richie's mouth. They will be fighting all day and all night. The cops would get called to Richie and Brent's house. The cops would get called there. I can see why Richie and Melissa don't get along. They're roommates. They're like, we need to be separated. We need our own rooms. We need to be separated. Hopefully, one of them gets to change rooms now that Mika has self-eliminated. Like I said, she self-eliminated. When she read that letter, that was a self-elimination. That was a falling on your sword. That was a stepping in front of the bus to get run over to say, I'm ready to go home. Be honest with you, I think Matthew's ready to go home too. Matthew was like, please call my name. Please call my name, Ashley, and send me home, because I'm done. I am really, really done. That talent show was funny. That talent show was funny because, like everybody said, Richie's boob with that shirt was so inappropriate. So inappropriate to wear a shirt like that in front of Kirk Franklin and Kirk Franklin's wife, let alone in front of everybody else. I don't know why she didn't have on no bra. Why she have that on? Like they said, really the person who should have got the award was that shirt. The fact that that shirt held her boobs in that shirt. That's where the award should have gone to. The award should have gone to her. I don't know. After that, I think the award should have gone to Shavar, because I thought Shavar's lines were funny when he said, "Thank you, Brent, for choosing 5 of the same women." I may not say 5 because I think Ashley may be set aside a little bit, but she is a close 5 in terms of other characteristics. But he did choose all the same or close to the same type of women. He has a type. We said it before. He has a type, and it's all physical. A lot of it has no depth to it. That's why I think the only person that I could see would be Ashley. And I don't even know if it would last, to be honest with you. I don't even know if it would last. But I do believe she's a good top choice. I know Steve won for the impersonation. It was good and everything, but I didn't think it should be first. And then Kirk Franklin, brought in some singers and sang some songs. So we went from watching a boob nearly fall out of the t-shirt to singing about God. Okay, oh, wait a minute. That's like coming from the club to the church. That's like coming from the club and going straight to the church in your outfit from the club. We done gone from the strip club with the boobs hanging out with Richie to going to church with Kirk Franklin and the singers. That was a little uncomfortable. But let me know what y'all think about my theory about Ashley is either a sex addict or she's a recovering. I might have gone too far, you guys. I might have gone too far. But let me know what y'all think. Tone me down if I need to be toned down a bit. Or tell me if I'm right on track. Or tell me what y'all think. I just really need to hear from y'all. Y'all know I love to read the comments. And I really need to read them this week. So talk to y'all later. Bye.